Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another night, and we're discussing a different thing tonight. And of course, we are on a different platform discussing football. And as you probably would have seen the headline, the Reggae Girls abandoned Jamaica. The Reggae Girls boycott the Gold Cup qualifiers over mistreatment. Yes. Yeah, so what's your thoughts? What do you think about the Reggae Girls, abandoning Jamaica? And the Reggae Girls put out a statement, and I can also tell you, and I'm going to share, I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm going to pull up a story. This is an international story from ESPN, and that's the international story from ESPN. That's their headline. A matter of fact, it's a Reuters story. And Jamaica women boycott Gold Cup qualifiers over mistreatment. That is what the players are saying. And just to share that story with you from ESPN, from Reuters, the Jamaica women's football team that reached the knockout phase of this year's Women's World Cup announced on Saturday a decision to withdraw from the Women's Gold Cup qualifiers. And on Friday, you would have heard news out of Jamaica that the JFF had suspended the the JFF had suspended the Reggae Girls. On Friday, the federation announced a 23-member squad. So they announced a 23-member squad on Friday. And that 23-member squad, announces just 5 days before the opening match against Panama in Panama. And that's a three-team qualifying zone. And three players in that squad: Chrisan Chambers, Destiny Powell, and Chanel Buckley. They were set to play against Mexico this Sunday in the Panam Games in Chile, and they will be leaving South America to join the delegation in Panama by Monday, you know. And as you would have known over the years, there's always fight. There's always problems with the Reggae Girls and the JFF. You know, what says you? I mean, share your comments. Tell us, what do you think about what is going on? And let me, before I go any further, let me try and find that Reggae Girls release that was put out today. And that's the release. It is with deep disappointment we share that the 2023 World Cup roster will not be participating in the upcoming October international window for the first ever Women's Gold Cup qualifier. While this has been one of the hardest decisions, and this is what the girls are saying in their release today, they admit it's one of the hardest decisions they would have taken. We have had to make. We felt it is necessary to take such a drastic stand to put on to put an end to the constant mistreatment we receive from the Jamaica Football Federation. So the girls has been complaining. They have been saying, talking about the mistreatment from the JFF over the years. We have heard it time and time again. Are they fair? What do you think? Do you think that the girls are trying to hijack the federation and by extension hijacking the country that they represent? As always, it is an honor and privilege to represent Jamaica. This is what the team, and maybe it says the World Cup 2023 roster team. So and as I said before, none of the members from the World Cup team are none will be making the trip to Panama. As always, it's an honor and privilege to represent Jamaica. It is our job to perform to the best of our ability and put all of our efforts in representing our country, making our fans, loved ones at home and abroad proud. Now, if you want to put all efforts in to represent your country, I mean, is this the right way to go about it? Again, I'm just asking these questions. I'm not saying they should have or they should not or whatever it is. Due to the current circumstances the Jamaica Football Federation has put us in, we would not be able to do our job. And the release continue. We have received information about our coaching staff, medical staff, equipment staff in an untimely manner and through unprofessional communication. We have gotten confirmation of our head coach 3 days prior to our report date through the media, our social media, despite our efforts to have direct communication with the JFF. No, no. Is there a team representative? Is there someone who represents the team? Is there a group chat? Is there a group email? How? I don't know. But the ladies are saying here that they would love to have direct communication. I, I've never managed a team. I've never had to deal with a team. I don't know how difficult this is. Um, I'm involved in track and field. I know you will inform athletes that, once they make themselves available, that they are named to the team. I don't think you inform them as to the coaches and who are the coaches and all of those stuff. We have yet to receive our full and correct payments from our historical performance at the World Cup and the numerous outstanding bonuses for qualifying in the summer of 2022. So them must say them not get all of their money yet. That is what the ladies are saying, the reggae girls. We have dealt with this lack of communication, poor organization, poor management, delay payment from the JFF time and time again. For these reasons, we have taken the stands in solidarity with the hope to end this cycle of mistreatment. That is what the reggae girls are saying. Do you agree with them? Do you agree with them? I can't tell you you're not supposed to, or you should, or what, but do you agree with them? And this is the squad. And to the left is the squad, to the right is the fixtures. Jamaica play Panama on the 25th of October in Panama. Then they return on the 29th of October to play Guatemala. And then return is on the 29th of November, Jamaica hosting Panama. And then Jamaica will go to Guatemala on the 3rd. The top 3 teams will for sure, not top 3, because only 3 teams, but the winner will qualify, the winner of the 3 team group will qualify for the World Cup. And if you remember in June, in June, the Reggae Girls blasted the JFF. And they have been doing this every year, blasting the JFF over a range of issues, which they say, among other implications, have affected their preparation for the FIFA World Cup at the time and threatened the integrity of women's football in Jamaica. I don't know about threatening the integrity of women's football in Jamaica. We just saw the other day where female football competition just returned in Jamaica. It's been said that, well, female football in Jamaica don't even have a title sponsor. You know, and you'd also recall just recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, the JFF decided not to renew the contract of the coach, and since then they have appointed Xavier Gilbert just a few days ago as head coach, for their CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifying games against Panama and Guatemala. So, the JFF, the federation, is still searching for a long-term coach, a more long-term coach. So Xavier Gilbert, many of you probably would remember him. I mean, he has been in female football for a very long time. He is the head coach of Arnett Gardens men's Premier League team. And of course, he was also assistant to um, Mr. Lauren Donaldson, who would have taken the team to the World Cup, and that would have been Jamaica's second appearance at a World Cup. And I already said Jamaica will play Panama away come Wednesday, and they return to Jamaica to face Guatemala on the 29th of October. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with the girls to take the stands that they took to abandon Jamaica, or decided that we are not going to play? Very, very tough one. It's a very tough one, but it is what it is. The JFF having elections coming up in a couple. JFF having elections coming up in a couple of weeks, in a few weeks' time. President Michael Ricketts will face challenge from his vice president, Raymond Anderson, a man from the East. And you would have known that, President Ricketts is more a central Jamaica man. So central versus the East, that will be, and see that we're on football, and, we're not going to stay on football for too long. But today, match 9 day out of 38 in the English Premier League, Chelsea and Arsenal 2-2, Manchester United 2-1 over Sheffield United. Newcastle 4 over Crystal Palace. Manchester City playing a man short beat Brighton 2-1, and Bournemouth beat Wolves. Well, it's the other way. Wolves beat Bournemouth 2-1. Nottingham Forest and Luton Town, they were 2-2. And what the table looks like, it's Manchester City at the top, 21 points, of course, and goal difference. Arsenal 21 points, Liverpool with 20 points, Tottenham with 20, and Newcastle with 16. That's the top five. And maybe I can just share this with you as to what is going on in the English Premier League. There you have it on your screen. There you have it on your screen. So, as I said, Reggae Girls have decided, all the girls from that World Cup campaign, or all the girls that played in the World Cup, decided we not go play for Jamaica in the CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifying tournament. The JFF said that all those players who did not accept the invitation to represent Jamaica will be suspended indefinitely. The Reggae Girls are saying, we're tired of the mistreatment, tired of the miscommunication, we're tired of uno nah pay we when we forget pay, and all of them something there. And Kenyatta or Yatta just a join now. So are you hearing me, sir? I don't know if he's hearing me. He probably need to unmute his mic. But he he him say him know cricket more than how him know football. Or him know football more than how him know cricket. Let me welcome Yatta, as them call him, Kenyatta Montgomery. Big up yourself.
Yeah,
Welcome to Sports TV.
we are going with.
You had just came on in time when I was just about to sign out. Um, you know, I wanted the program to be 15 minutes. I gone 17 minutes. But quickly though, the reggae girls, all the reggae girls who would have gone to the World Cup to represent Jamaica, they are saying that, and again, I'm just going to put the release up here. Them now represent Jamaica in the Gold Cup qualifying, because they are saying they're tired of the mistreatment. You know, they are saying, while this is, one of the toughest decisions we have had to make, we feel it was necessary to take such a drastic stance to put an end to the constant mistreatment we have received from the JFF. That is what, in a sense, the girls are saying. I mean, reggae girls abandon Jamaica. You think? I mean, or they have all the right to stand up for what they believe and what they want, because they're also saying they don't get the money yet. Well, not all of the money. What says you?
I think abandonment is a strong word,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you have to understand that consecutive organizations, consecutive administrations of the JFF have always had this issue,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's it's like a recurring decimal. It's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every single campaign, almost every single tournament, there's always issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that there are economic constraints, right, that the JFF has to deal with. But at the same time, you cannot expect these young ladies or these athletes, then, professional athletes at that, you cannot expect them to continue to hold the bag. At some point, something has to give.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm hearing is that maybe maybe the proverbial straw has broken the camel's back, right? And this is a time where they're saying that, look, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to support the girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to support the girls. I mean, there's a lot more questions than answers, right? Because the GFF administration is pretty much tight-lipped, right? And remember, we saw the debacle with the firing of the coach, are they not extending with them not extending the coach's contract, and I think that also played a role in the ladies deciding, hey, look, we're not going to continue under these circumstances.
But I mean, at this stage, though, I mean, CONCACAF Gold Cup is a first for female football. Um, is it the Do you think they took this decision or this drastic decision at just a wrong time?
I can understand the argument. I can understand the argument, I mean, if you look at it, if you're looking at it solely from a national perspective, you would want to think that patriotism should mean something, right? But again, these are individuals first, right? And people generally see things from their own spectacles, right? So they're gonna see it from their perspective first and foremost, right? I think sometimes you have to you have to look at it
I think I just lose your audio. Just lost Kenyatta's audio. So we'll try to sort that out and get back. But I mean, he's saying something have to give. That's in essence as what he's saying. Um, he kind of understands why the girls would have taken this position, and it's tough, but you know, would we be able to do better? What would have been a better way to approach the situation? As you were saying, Kenyatta, it's not an easy road.
definitely not, definitely not.
Hmm.
And I think it's unfortunate. I think the fact that the girls made that that impressive run into the World Cup and coming back home, um,
We're still having some problems with his audio, and again, we'll try to bring him up back.
no, I'm saying, I think after the impressive run that the
Hmm.
girls made in the World Cup, and you would want to think that they they would have done enough to garner
Hmm.
the support of not only the JFF but corporate Jamaica, right? And just to hear that they're still having issues with funding, still having issues with getting paid. And again, we don't know the facts, right? We don't know the facts, so we just have to go on what is being said in the media, right? Or what we're hearing from, quote unquote, in the grapevine. If that is true, and the girls haven't gotten paid, something is fundamentally wrong with that.
Especially when we heard sometime back that FIFA would have or should have made payment somewhere maybe a month or so ago. So, but I mean,
Correct.
football, female football don't get the support in Jamaica. And one of my understanding
No,
why it don't
football
get
in
the
general,
support.
no, correction. Football in general does not get support in Jamaica.
Well, can we afford it as a country though? I mean, even some of the big companies in Jamaica, we are seeing some of the big companies are struggling. One was taken over the other day in a way because a particular company wasn't able to do some of the things that they were supposed to do and all of those things.
I don't.
Um,
I think the problem lies with it, with the culture. We don't have a football culture. There's
mhm.
the folks that are in the football fraternity love the football, but the country itself does not love football. We don't have a footballing culture.
But what would you
When,
say though? So it's not really a football thing then. It's probably a sport thing in general because track and
yes,
field will tell you that football get far more support than them. Um,
and
Cricket will tell you
that I wouldn't agree with.
Well, when you look on the amount of money, you see, one I think why track and field would have done so well compared to maybe other sports is because all of these athletes who are doing well, they have personal endorsements, you know.
Individual athletes.
Yeah,
Individual
individual
athletes.
athletes, they have
Right.
personal endorsement.
Right.
You know, some of these persons may be getting anywhere from 50,000 US per year to 2 million US per year.
And also let's be frank as well in having a discussion. We we started really coming on the track and field bandwagon
Mm-hmm.
when Asafa and Usain Bolt
Mm-hmm.
started running really really well
Mm-hmm.
in 2007 2008,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's just say it exactly what it is, for what it is,
Because
right?
you see,
And then their success propelled the program to what it is now,
mm-hmm.
right? Or propelled the sport in general to what it is now in the country.
Mm-hmm.
If it hadn't been those two guys, we wouldn't see the Jamaica stopping when there's a world championship or Olympics. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but I think sports in general, you know, suffers a lot in Jamaica. You know, we used to have, you know, we had this Jamaica Invitational meet. Because of funding, we can't do it again. We
Yeah.
have the Racers Grand Prix for argument's sake, and Glenn Mills will tell you that they would need, I don't remember how many million US dollars in terms of sponsorship, you know. So sometimes even to get these athletes to come and run, you just can't afford it. So I think sports in general, the cricketer is going to tell you the same thing. You know, the
Anthony,
netballer is going to tell you the same thing.
Anthony, don't even talk about the netballers because they've been struggling for years, and they've been arguably our best sporting team of all times. The netball girls consistently ranked in the top three, top four in the world, and they have to struggle every single time that they're going to a tournament, right?
And we're not talking about a big team because netball is a far
Exactly,
more smaller team than
exactly,
you know,
exactly.
netball netball can train indoors easily.
Easily.
Where so it's a lot cheaper,
But you have to put it in
you know.
context too. Look at it from this perspective, right? Or you gonna look at me and tell me, say, the country or individuals in the country, they are more passionate about their
Hmm.
high schools than the national program. The only time the stadium is full to capacity is during
During
champ.
champs, yeah.
No other sport, nothing else. Football cannot fill the stadium. Even when in August they had the Chris Brown concert there, and
Hmm.
that couldn't pull it. Track and
Hmm.
I mean champs alone.
Yeah. Well,
So we don't have a football culture,
hmm,
right? I not this campaign, the previous campaign, right? When that started, I think it started with Schaefer and ended up with Whitmore as the coach. I went to I went to Costa Rica to watch the Costa Rica game in Costa Rica, right? And the stadium there full to capacity.
hmm,
Outside of the stadium, right? Full. The bars and the pubs in the surrounding areas, yeah,
hmm,
full to capacity. And Costa Rica is not a country that is doing great economically, better than we are doing economically. But
hmm.
guess what? They have a passion for the sport. They have a football culture. You go to places like El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, third world countries like we are, Panama,
Hmm.
but they can fill their stadiums every single night. We
Well,
don't have that.
on that topic, boss, I think we have gone 15 minutes overtime, and we don't want start have that program have to drawn out too much. But I mean, we'll definitely do it again, and this is where we'll have to end for tonight. On top of the half an hour, this is where we end for tonight. But I mean, this is something that we want to do more. You know, I view 365 is for sports, for news, entertainment, whatever it is. We want to continue to build the channel. Discuss matters of I don't want to say national importance is a good way to say it. But we'll be back here to discuss more. Thank you very much, Kenyatta, for joining. And of course, we'll definitely, as I said, we'll definitely be on again to have some more discussion. Thank you for joining me.
No problem. Good night.
And that is it for tonight, fans. That is it. We'll definitely be on here again for another discussion. The next time, it may be something in the entertainment circle. It may be top news. It may be track and field or rugby. And the girls, the netball ladies, they are actually preparing now for the Panam Games. The football, Jamaica football team, female football team is also there for the Panam Games. So until we join you again, do take care of yourself. Thank you.